I never thought a Monday morning at Sterling Trust Bank could change how I see myself or how I see this city. But here I am, telling you what happened because I think someone out there probably needs to hear it. Maybe you'll recognize a part of yourself, or maybe you'll recognize someone else. Someone who thinks a hoodie or a skin tone is enough to judge a man. My name is Andre Harris. I'm 45, black, and yeah, I dress how I want. Some days that means a suit, and some days it means jeans, sneakers, and a hoodie. Today was one of those hoodie days. It was cold. I just wanted to get in, handle my business, and get out. No spotlight, no big scene. The branch was brand new, polished marble, glass walls, every surface shining under those soulless fluorescent lights. There was a faint smell of fresh paint and coffee, the kind of place meant to make you feel like you belong, no matter who you are. That's what I thought, anyway. I walked in right at opening, 9 a.m. sharp, and headed to the main counter. I was met by Linda Carter, the head teller, probably in her late 40s, gray streak in her bun, the kind of woman who makes it clear with a glance who's welcome and who isn't. She barely looked up from her screen. "We're very busy. You'll have to wait 30 minutes, she said. Not even a fake smile, just that clipped, flat tone like I'd interrupted something important. I nodded and stepped aside, telling myself it was nothing personal. Then, not 2 seconds later, this white couple walks in behind me. Beige blazers, matching scarves, the whole suburban look. Linda lights up, all teeth and cheer. "Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Sullivan. Let me take you right away." She waves them through to her window without even glancing back at me. I stood there, trying not to let it get under my skin. I tell myself, just wait, play it cool, it'll pass. 15 minutes crawl by. I see a businessman in a suit offered coffee, a woman in heels getting ushered to a private office. Me? I'm invisible, except for the occasional sideways glance from the security guard at the door. Derek, big guy, arms folded, face carved out of granite. Finally, I step up to the counter, feeling my blood pressure tick up. "Hi," I beg. "I'd like to make a withdrawal." Linda barely looks at me. "How much?" I say, 500,000. That gets her attention. She looks me up and down, raises an eyebrow, then laughs, a little too loud, sharp enough for people around to hear. "You don't have that kind of money," she says, not even hiding the sarcasm. "Do you even have an account here?" There's this edge to her voice, like I'm trying to pull a fast one just by existing. I slide my card and ID across the glass. Linda snatches them up, looks at my driver's license, flips my bank card, then leans toward her computer, typing a little too aggressively. "These look fake," she mutters. Then louder, "You really expect me to believe this?" By now, a few people are watching, and I can feel the heat crawling up my neck. I try to keep calm, but my hands clench. Linda calls over her manager, Steve Bradley, red tie, square jaw, probably just got promoted, eager to show off. He comes over, glances at my card, at me, then at Linda. She says, "He says he's got $500,000 to withdraw, in a hoodie." Steve grins, shrugs, says, "Probably a scammer. We get a few of those." He doesn't even look at me when he says it. I try to speak. "If you just check the account," but he cuts me off. "Sir, we have procedures. Please, wait over there." Then he signals for Derek, the security guard. Derek walks up, slow and heavy, like he's expecting trouble. "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're making the staff uncomfortable." Linda smirks. Steve is all business, and Derek is blocking my path. I feel humiliated. I'm not yelling, not causing a scene, but it's clear they want me gone. Customers start whispering, someone giggles, someone else shakes their head. I stare at the polished marble floor, jaw clenched. This is not the first time I've been treated like I don't belong. I thought I was past letting it get to me, but it burns. I want to shout, to demand, but I swallow it down. Not yet. I won't give them what they want. I reach for my phone, quietly start recording audio, just in case. My voice is steady but low. I have an account here. I've provided ID. I'm just asking you to check it. That's all. Linda sighs. We checked. There's no account under that name. I know she didn't even look. Steve says, I think it's best if you go, sir. You're holding up real customers. Just then, a young teller, Emily Tran, barely out of college, soft-spoken, nervous, leans over. She whispers, his card's legit. It matches our system. Steve cuts her off. Emily, get back to work. Let us handle this. Derek's hand is on his belt, not threatening but definitely ready. I look at Emily and mouth, thank you. She blushes, looks down, then slides me a small printed receipt under the counter when nobody's watching. I glance at it. It's my account. Active. Full balance showing. My name, my money. Steve and Linda don't notice. I slip it into my pocket. Suddenly, another customer, a Latino guy named Carlos, pulls out his phone and starts recording video. He's muttering, people need to see this. Now, I've got audio, and Carlos has video. I quietly text Sam, my assistant, asking him to log the incident, telling him I might need backup. Sam texts back, on it, boss. Everything's getting documented. Linda glances at Carlos, rolls her eyes, mutters, everybody's an activist these days. I keep calm, but I can feel the shift. Steve tells Derek, escort him out. Derek hesitates, just a split second, but it's there. I take a breath and say, you're about to make a big mistake. Steve laughs. Oh, really? What? You're going to sue us for doing our job? Emily looks like she's about to cry. Linda is still smug. Steve is puffed up, and the crowd is shifting, restless. Someone else in line says, why are you treating him like this? He showed ID. Linda snaps, mind your own business. Steve barks, we're following protocol. I hear someone mutter, no, you're not. Derek's stance softens. He looks at me, then at Steve. For a second, I see something like regret in his eyes. Then my phone buzzes. Sam again. Regional director on standby. Your call. I nod, make the call right there, put it on speaker. Ms. Reeves, it's Andre Harris. I'm at the Main Street branch. I need you to listen. Everyone quiets down. My voice shakes, just a little, but I'm done playing nice. I've been denied service, accused of fraud, blocked from accessing my own account. And now they want security to remove me. No one checked my ID. No one checked my account. I have a recording. I have witnesses. You'll want to hear the rest. Linda pales. Steve's jaw goes slack. Emily quietly moves closer, clutching her own phone, recording audio. Ms. Reeves's voice comes through, crisp. Andre, I'm on the line. What's happening? Before I answer, Carlos turns his phone so she can see Linda's face. Steve's, mine. The crowd is still. Ms. Reeves, I have proof they ignored my credentials, lied about checking, and tried to kick me out based on nothing but what I look like and what I'm wearing. I want a full audit of this branch. Today. and I want it public. Ms. Reeves doesn't hesitate. Understood. I'll need names. I look at Steve, then Linda, then Derek. They're all right here. Steve tries to recover. Sir, this isn't necessary, but I cut him off. Isn't necessary? You tried to erase me, Steve. You wanted me gone because you couldn't imagine a black man in a hoodie having money in your bank. Linda looks away, cheeks burning. Derek lowers his head, steps aside. Emily finally speaks up, voice shaking but clear. He's telling the truth. His account was there. I printed it. She shows the receipt, holds it up. They told me to ignore it. The branch goes quiet, except for the hum of the lights and the rapid tapping of Carlos's phone as he uploads the video. Ms. Reeves says, Andre, I'm sending HR and compliance over immediately. Please stay. I want to speak to the staff. Steve looks like he might faint. Linda sputters, he can't do this. He's just... She trails off. Emily says, he's not just a customer. He's our new CEO. It's out. The words drop like a bomb. For a moment, no one breathes. Then, slowly, people start to realize who I am. Andre Harris, the guy who just acquired a majority stake in Sterling Trust last quarter. The guy in the hoodie. The same guy they just tried to throw out. Steve looks at me, eyes wide, voice shaky. We didn't know. If you just said... I shake my head, anger rising, but my voice is steady. That's the point. I shouldn't have to say. No one should have to say. Linda tries to apologize, but her voice cracks, and nobody buys it. I turn to Derek. You did your job, but you also saw what was happening. You could have asked questions. He nods, regret in his eyes. You're right. I'm sorry. Emily is shaking, tears in her eyes, but I put a hand on her shoulder. You stood up when it counted. By now, the whole branch is in an uproar. Customers are filming, whispering, sharing what just went down. HR and compliance arrive fast. Ms. Reeves herself comes in. She speaks to me first, then addresses the staff and the customers, announces an immediate investigation, and states that there will be accountability for anyone who participated or stood by. She thanks Carlos for filming, thanks Emily for her courage, and says in front of everyone, this is not what Sterling Trust stands for. This is not who we are. She turns to me. Andre, do you want to address the branch? I take a long breath, trying to keep my voice even. I came here today because I wanted to see how people are treated when they don't fit the usual mold. Now I know, and now everyone here knows too. Linda, Steve, you're both terminated, effective immediately, for violating the bank's core values and for your treatment of customers. Derek, you're on probation and will undergo mandatory retraining. Linda bursts into tears, tries to blame Steve. Steve tries to blame policy. I don't want to hear it. Emily, I look at her and smile. You're being promoted. Assistant branch manager starting today. This branch is going to need your integrity. People start to clap, quietly at first, then stronger. The applause isn't for me. It's relief. It's justice. It's vindication for every person who ever felt invisible in a place like this. Steve and Linda are escorted out, faces red, voices lost in the commotion. The story blows up online. Carlos's video goes viral. News trucks show up. Articles are written. Both of them become the faces of what not to do, not just at Sterling Trust, but everywhere. I hear Linda tried to get a job at another bank. Nobody will touch her. Steve's reputation tanks. He's called out in industry blogs, shunned by former colleagues. Derek passes his retraining, and he thanks me 6 months later for the second chance. Emily turns that branch around. She hires new staff, sets a new tone. More customers come in, different, diverse, finally feeling seen. But I don't celebrate. I don't gloat. When I left that branch, I just walked outside into the city. The noise, the wind, the crowds that don't know what happened, or maybe don't care. I took a breath and felt the weight ease off my shoulders, just a little. Some stories don't end with a bang. They end with a shift, a door opening, a lesson learned, a small crack in the walls people build. And that's enough for me. If nothing else, maybe next time, someone like me walks into a bank and gets a smile, a little respect, and the service they've earned, no matter what they're wearing, no matter what anyone thinks they know. That's all I ever wanted. And that's why I told this story.